Hello and welcome to my channel, Carissa's Creations. I'm Carissa. In today's video, we're going to be making some art with several different mediums for the purpose of testing out a new sketchbook that I got. I really love to dabble with different mediums, and so lately I've been getting into alcohol markers. And the sketchbook that I had, it kind of the alcohol bled out of the lines that I would draw. And I really didn't like that because it was kind of hard to judge just how far it would bleed out of the lines. So I set out to find a new sketchbook that would hold up to not only alcohol markers, but all of the other mediums that I typically use. Also, I grabbed some new sketching mechanical pencils, and we'll be testing those out as well. The company is called Mr. Pen, and I found them on Amazon. Also, I got a set of alcohol markers, an 18 count from Five Below, and they were only $4. Can you believe that? So we'll be testing and swatching those out as well to see what we think of them. Also, for the sketchbook, we're going to be putting it to the test. I mean hardcore. We're going to use all the different mediums that I typically use because it says it's good for, dry and wet mediums. So we'll be doing, of course, alcohol markers. We'll be doing some colored pencils and some gouache, watercolor. And if you stick till the end of the video, the last thing I'm going to be doing is a piece with acrylic paints. Now, I've never painted on paper with acrylic paint before, so it ought to be interesting. So we should probably get started since we have a lot of testing before us. So this is the Ohuhu 10 by 7.6 inch mixed media sketchbook. Let's unwrap it. So it's got a nice spiral binding. It comes with a really nice full page protector. Also, each page is perforated in case you want to tear your artwork out. And these pages are thick. There's 62 of them. They're 120-pound sheets, meaning if you had a whole ream of about 500 sheets, it would weigh like 120 pounds. It has a nice hard back, and it says it's ideal for wet and dry media. We'll be testing that statement. Now let's open up the mechanical pencil set from the Mr. Pen company. Ooh, this box gave me some trouble, but they made up for it with this cute mustache sticker. Maybe you'll see me wearing this later on in the video. Also, they put a little paper with all of their contact info. This set includes 5 different sized mechanical pencils. We have some colored leads in the 2.0 size, and all the leads are HB. And I love that there are extra erasers. Each size pencil comes with the corresponding size lead refill. That's awesome. As you can see, we get a 2.0, a 0.9, a 0.7, a 0.5, and a 0.3. Now that's some fine detail for you. Let's try the colored lead out, as well as the various sizes. Now let's start trying out some different mediums on this paper. First up, the Ohuhu alcohol markers. Now, this video is sped up a bit, but I was working pretty fast. However, despite working quickly, I did find it a bit more difficult to blend. It seemed like the paper really soaked up the ink. Done with that, now on to colored pencils. I have to say, these went down like a dream. And even though I did 3 or 4 layers of varying pressure, I felt it could have taken several more layers. Now for the gouache. If you don't know, gouache is similar to watercolor in that you can mix it with water, but the difference is that gouache is more opaque, whereas watercolor is quite translucent. This went pretty well too. The paper held up excellently and probably could have handled more layers. To the watercolor. I thought the paper held up pretty well in that there was no pilling at all, which can happen pretty easily with a low quality paper when you wet it. There was a small amount of buckling, which is pretty typical with most watercolor paper, at least the ones I've tried. So we're done with the alcohol marker, colored pencils, gouache, and the watercolor. As you can see, like I said, there's a small amount of buckling, but not terrible. And there's a little bit of bleeding from the alcohol marker, but with the page protector, it didn't bleed through to the next page. And it's not bad as far as alcohol markers go. So all in all, I think this paper is pretty good. Now, let's swatch out these alcohol markers from Five Below and see what we think of them. These markers are double-ended like most alcohol markers are. They have a chisel tip and a bullet nib. I prefer the brush tip for sure, but these were only $4 for 18 of them, so I had to try them. a lot of pilling in the middle one with the blues. That light blue marker, I don't know, it was like trying to eat through the paper. Yeah, I don't know, these markers did not blend so well. So I tried the Ohuhu markers again, and here's what I came up with. Now let's try acrylic paint on this paper. I did not lay down a layer of gesso. I just went straight in on the paper with the paint. I wouldn't say that this is the most expensive or best quality acrylic paint. It's just Walmart paint, but that's all I had at the moment. So now I'm just adding the last finishing touches to the painting, the highlights and different little details. So I have to say that the paper held up really well to acrylic paint. I was surprised, but here it is. Promised I'd wear the mustache, so here it is. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you found it helpful if you're looking for a new sketchbook or some new mechanical drawing pencils. As far as the Five Below markers go, I mean, since I have them, I'll use them. The bullet nib will be okay for fine detail work on projects. But, oh, I'm losing my mustache. I'll just take it off. But if you are at the store and you see them and you're like, oh, $4 alcohol markers, do not be fooled. Just leave them on the shelf. Trust me, you won't be happy. Unless perhaps you've never used alcohol markers before and you just want to try them out just to kind of see what they are like before you jump in and purchase a more expensive set. It might be okay for, just a trial run to see if you even like alcohol markers. But if you're really trying to do some art with them, I wouldn't go there. They're not good for that. So anyways, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you'd like to see more videos from me, please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you don't want to miss any more videos, go ahead and hit the notification button. And if you liked this video, go ahead and give me a little like so that I know that you like the content, or if you have any other ideas for some videos that you'd like to see, or pieces of artwork that you'd like to see me do on video, go ahead and write a little comment and I'll be able to see that, and hopefully I can make some more content like this. Okay, well, I'm gonna go. Bye.